Hey everyone, it's Max, and I'm here to do a book review of The Six of Crows duology. Yes, I only have Crooked Kingdom because 1, I read the first one over winter break, and 2, I got it from the library, so I will just be using this one to talk about it. So, because I've already read both of them, I decided to just do a combined duology review because that'll just take less time. But as per usual, I will be doing first a summary of the plot, then talk about the plot and its strengths and weaknesses, then I'll be talking about the characters, then the writing, giving a rating, and then I'll do a little bit of fan casting because I really enjoy doing it. So let's just jump right on in. So Six of Crows is about 6 outcasts who are recruited to do an impossible heist. And the second one is about, during the first one, they find out that there is a drug that can enhance Grisha's abilities. And so in the second one, they have to figure out how to stop it from happening because all the different world powers want to use it to their advantage. The plot in general of the two were so good and so fast-paced. The first one was a bit slow to begin with, but the second one is just action-packed from start to finish. It was just so much fun, and it took you for a ride, and it was amazing. You had no idea what was going to happen at all. And all of the characters are so amazing, and you just love all of them because they are all just great. It's great writing. It's super descriptive, fast-paced. It's amazing. Now for characters. The first one I'm going to be talking about is Kaz Brecker, who is the leader of the 6 outcasts from the Six of Crows duology. And he is just such a great character. He's so loyal, he's so strong, he's like broken, you know, like the tragic past character. But it's not like an obnoxious trope because he just, like, it makes so much sense, and it really fuels this need for revenge that he has that you just can't help but, like, root for him and be like, yes, feel that way, you know, get your revenge, because he's just so great, and he pretends that he doesn't care about anyone, but he really has, like, the biggest heart of everyone, which is so much fun. The next person I'm going to be talking about is Inej Gaffa. She was a girl who was enslaved. She lived in she's Sunni, that's her race. I don't know what exact country she's from, but she was kidnapped from her family and sold into slavery. But Kaz uses her to his advantage because she's super, super quiet and she can climb like everything. And so she's his wraith or spider. And she is so cool. She's so fun. She's so sweet. She's just like this awesome character. She doesn't let what happened in her past bring her down. She's a really happy character. She makes a lot of friends. Everyone loves her, and something happens at the end of the first book, and the second book is everyone like trying to help Inej, and it's so great because everyone loves her so much. Next character I'm going to be talking about is Nina. I can't remember her last name, but I think it's Zenik. She's super cool. She's a Heartrenderer, which if you've read the Shadow and the Grisha trilogy, which is Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, and Ruin and Rising, you will know that they can deal with heart racing, like heartbeats. So, like, you can put them to sleep by lowering their heartbeats or kill them or, you know, all that good stuff. She's super cool. She has issues at the end of the first book and the beginning of the second book with the drug that enhances Grisha's abilities. But she's so strong. You really get a sense of how strong she is as a character because she battles through this and she just wants to help everyone. Inej, Matthias, and all those great characters. She just really wants to help everyone, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to help. I've said help like a billion times, but you know what? That's what this is all about, really. She wants to help Inej, she wants to help Kaz, she wants to help Matthias. It's just the overarching theme is the 6 of them helping each other. Really, that's how it is. Next character I'm going to be talking about is Matthias, and I cannot remember his last name for the life of me. And he's just a great, great character as well. He's really loyal. Okay, one, they're all loyal. They're all, like, the most loyal characters you will ever have in a book. But he's, like, exceptionally loyal because he was a guard, and he just has this connection with Nina where he, like, has sworn to protect her to, like, the ends of the earth. And they're, like, so cute together. They're just amazing. And he's just amazing. He's, like, a big teddy bear, actually. Next character I'm going to be talking about is Jesper Fahy, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it's something like that. He is a really interesting character. He's not my favorite in the first one, but I do get to like him more in the second. He has a gambling problem, like a really big gambling problem, and it kind of gets them in a lot of trouble in the first one. But he does have a good heart, and he tries to make it up to everyone in the second one, and he really just wants Kaz's approval, which is like really cute, really sweet, because Kaz he seems like he could care less, but in reality, he cares. He cares a lot, but you know, Jesper doesn't see that. And the last character I'll be talking about is Wylan Van Eck, and he's like a little baby. And it's so weird, it's like awful to see, because he's like this rich, pampered kid at first, whose dad sucks, but then like they corrupt him, like totally corrupt him throughout the book, which is really funny to see, because it's a great character development, because he does change so much from being like, oh, you know, I'm a good boy, I don't really want to be bad, but I'm just like, you know, bad past and everything, but then he's just like blowing up things just left and right. It's just like, here's a bomb, let's disable this, and here, boom. He's really funny, and I really love him as a character. Alright, the next thing I'll be talking about is the writing. So the writing, as I've said kind of previously, is really fast-paced, is really descriptive. I love the writing. Leigh Bardugo's writing you do have to get a little bit used to. When I first read Shadow and Bone, I didn't really like it, and it took me forever to get through. And then I got Siege and Storm for Christmas, like a couple Christmases after, and I DNF'd it. And then, like, 2 years later, I decided to pick it up again. Maybe a year later, I can't totally remember when exactly I got it. I decided to pick it up again, and I loved it, and I read Ruin and Rising. And then I didn't realize that Six of Crows was out, but it turned out that it had been out for like a year already, and I picked it up over Christmas, and then I just picked up this one. And it does, so her writing does get a little bit take a little bit to get used to, but it is just so great and just like a lot of fun. And usually I find that the sequels are like always better than the first books, because Shadow and Bone did take a long time as well. It was kind of a little bit boring in places, but it was super good, and the sequel and the third one are amazing. And then Six of Crows takes a little bit to get into, but then it's amazing, and this one is amazing, so yeah. And now the fan cast. So for Kaz Brekker, I honestly can't think of anyone. Can't think of one person to play him. So if you have any fan casts of your own, please comment down below, because I'd love to hear them. Inej Gaffa, so I know Sunni, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be Middle Eastern, or I really picture her as Emerald Tobia, and it might be because I like love Shadowhunters, and I watched Shadowhunters when I read the first one and the second one, and I can just picture Emerald Tobia, who plays Izzy, to play her, because Izzy's like so badass, but also like so comfortable with her body, and I feel like Inej is like the exact same way, and I just really picture her as Inej, and I love it. Next is Nina Zenik. I picture Emilia Clarke, who plays Daenerys Targaryen on Game of Thrones, but she does have brown hair, and she isn't the skinniest, which Nina isn't supposed to be either, so I could really picture her being a really good Nina. Next is Matthias, and I picture Dominic Sherwood. Maybe it's also because I've been watching Shadowhunters, and I love Dominic Sherwood. But, you know, the blonde hair, the rugged. Matthias, I think, is supposed to be like a giant. Yeah, he is supposed to be a giant, and Dom is not a giant. But, you know, it could work, because Dom is amazing and very sturdy, so he could make up for it in build. For Jesper Fahey, I chose Jordan Fisher. There is a different actor or model that I've seen been fan cast for Ronan Lynch in the Raven Cycle series that I think would be a great Jesper Fahey, but I have no idea what his name is, or I don't know how to find him. So I went with Jordan Fisher because I think he'd be pretty good too. And the only things I know him from is Teen Beach Movie and Liv and Maddie from Disney Channel, but I think he'd be a good Jesper. And lastly is Wylan Van Eck, and I decided to give it Evan Peters, who is in American Horror Story. I don't know, I feel like he's got he could play that like boyish character. He's got the huge eyes, and like, you know, I think that he could be you know, like, Wylan's definitely the most innocent out of all of them, and I think that Evan Peters could definitely play like the innocent role. So that's my fan cast, and lastly I'm going to give a rating, and definitely without a doubt the duology gets a 5 out of 5 because it's amazing, and I will definitely be picking up Leigh Bardugo's next book, which has something to do with Wonder Woman, which I believe comes out in August. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Bye!